The Minnesota Department of Human Rights has concluded a nearly 2-year investigation, concluding that Michael's Craft Store and Brooklyn Center Police violated a black teen's civil rights. The lawsuit stems from an incident in 2019. Michael's in Brooklyn Center has since closed. According to the Minnesota Department of Human Rights, the 16-year-old boy wanted to apply for a job at Michael's. Instead, according to the charges, the store called police on him. Memos from the department say the Michael's store manager, who is white, had a history of racially profiling black customers, citing other store employees. According to surveillance video reviewed by the Department of Human Rights, the boy behaved like a, quote, typical customer, but the manager still called police twice, saying the teen was creating a disturbance. The boy was arrested in another store by 3 white officers. The Department of Human Rights accused police, based on a review of body cam video, of immediately using, quote, unjustified and unreasonable force. The Minnesota Department of Human Rights says it will seek both monetary relief for the teen and structural change through an agreement with Michael's Stores and Brooklyn Center Police. The increase in shots fired cases led to a community meeting in Brooklyn Park. Residents near Brookdale Park spoke with city leaders and police on Thursday night. The Brooklyn Park police chief says the department didn't even track shots fired calls before 2020 because they were so rare. He also says the increase of violence in Minneapolis impacts all of the suburbs.
If there is an incident in Minneapolis, a shooting, and there's going to be retaliation, these folks know no boundaries, right? The bad actors. So if they just happen to come across one another at a gas station in Brooklyn Park, Robbinsdale, Crystal, wherever the case might be, that's where something bad is going to happen.
Residents also raised concerns about 3 shooting incidents at Brookdale Park in the last 5 weeks. Brooklyn Park police said one of those incidents was a person shooting a handgun at a deer. Golden Valley has a new top cop, at least temporarily. Earlier this month, Scott NADEAU was named interim police chief, replacing Jason Sturgis, who stepped down last month after 5 years in that role. As Delane Cleveland reports, NADEAU hopes to make a lasting mark.
Mayor and Council, thank you for the opportunity.
On September 9th, the Golden Valley City Council formally welcomed Scott NADEAU into the fold as the city's interim police chief.
Thank you again for coming. We look forward to working with you right away here.
It's a job that NADEAU found to be so attractive that he came out of a 2-month retirement to take it.
Have always lived in the area, grew up in this area. I'm a Robbinsdale guy, but went to Sandburg Middle School and have known Golden Valley for a long time. And so it seemed like a great opportunity.
It's an opportunity to share an outsider's perspective with the department following a 34-year law enforcement career with Maplewood, Columbia Heights, and Brooklyn Center.
I actually have some advantages just having been in 3 different police agencies and having been the chief of 2 that, you know, even in my first week or 2, I'm like, gosh, why do you guys do it that way? And, you know, so it's fun for me, but I also think it can be a big advantage to the folks here.
NADEAU has made it clear that while he may just be the interim chief, he's not here simply to keep the seat warm for the next person.
You know, I'm a person that, you know, wants to work towards continuous improvement and wants to appreciate and build up our staff and make sure that we're connecting with community in the right way and doing the right things for the right reasons.
NADEAU says that city officials have given him the go-ahead to help move the department forward for the time that he's here, whether that's helping officers reach career goals or building relationships with the community in the aftermath of the police killings of George Floyd and Dante Wright.
One of the reasons I came back was, you know, I want to be a part of that solution. I want to work with the community. I want to work with improving policing in Minnesota.
There's no word yet as to how long NADEAU will be in this role, as the city has hired a recruiting firm to find a permanent chief. But for now, NADEAU says he's thrilled to be here.
These are, you know, some challenging times for police, and, you know, where some people are kind of defeated by that, you know, I can get excited about that, knowing the possibilities of what we can do working together.
In Golden Valley, Delane Cleveland, CCX News.
Local schools are dealing with a significant rise in COVID-19 cases, with most of the cases being students. 8 schools in the CCX News viewing area are now on the list of schools having 5 or more infections in a 2-week period. Last week, there was just 1. The cases reported don't necessarily mean students or staff were infected in schools, but they were in the buildings while infectious. Schools are removed from the state list after they've had no infections for 4 weeks. The Maple Grove Arts Center is back open with only a second show in the last 2 years. Neil Persley has more in today's Weekend Showcase.
The Maple Grove Arts Center alternates their fall shows between a black and white themed show and a Halloween themed show. This year it's black and white's turn with a twist.
It's black and white with an addition of one color. And so what should that color be? So Terry thought, well, maybe blue, and then I think they came upon the right idea to do just a titch of red.
So adding a little bit of color was just a nice kind of twist to something people understand and already know.
To my surprise, I ran into Will Agar, who was judging the show as I had come to shoot it. He has a keen eye for art as well, working at the North Hennepin Community College for many years, and an expert in photography himself.
There's some three-dimensional stuff here, some furniture. There's some traditional paintings. There's some photographs I see. There's a lot of abstractions and a lot of relations to, say, architectural work. It's an inventive show.
27 works by 12 different artists comprise the show. For Weekend Showcase, Neil Persley, CCX News.
It's been a very strong season for the Champlin Park girls tennis team. The Rebels took on a big rival Thursday. Jay Wilcox has the highlights.
Champlin Park 13-1 coming in as they play host to rival Anoka in girls tennis. Elange Sieber serves for Anoka at first singles to Alex Replier. Replier fires a forehand winner down the line on the way to a 6-1, 6-0 victory for the Rebels. Second singles in Champlin Park's Veronique Paquette is in the near court facing Nicole Jaquez. Paquette with a good forehand to take the point. She also wins 6-1, 6-0. To doubles, Lila Fedor serves for Anoka, Vanessa Pham with the return, and Julia Horton with a nice backhand to the outside for the point. Pham and Horton beat Fedor and Lauren White at number 1 double, 6-4, 6-2. Second doubles, and Cameron Zimmer serves for Anoka. Lily DeLuca cuts off the return and then pounds the overhead winner for the Tornadoes in a competitive match. But Champlin Park's Allie Larson and Alyssa Ostendorf prevail. Ostendorf fools them with a backhand down the line on the way to a straight set win. Champlin Park wins 6-1. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
In high school soccer, a third class has been added this season. Two Class 2A rivals met in a good match Thursday night.
Senior night at Rockford High School as the Rockets boys soccer team hosted Delano in a Wright County Conference match. First half in a corner kick by the Rockets' Gavin Faber. Brian Ortega's header is stopped by Delano defender Will Gould, and then goalie Reed Kangas makes the save on Ian Mercille's header. At the other end of the field, Rockets goalie Elliot Colton sprawls out to make a save on Delano forward Nick Farniak. It's a 1-1 tie at halftime. First minute of the second half, Rockford's Caleb Carr crosses the ball to Ortega, who makes a couple of nice moves. He shoots and scores. Great goal, and it's 2-1 Rockets. Later, a Delano corner kick, the pass to Inigo Maeo, and he chips a perfect shot in from 20 yards out. The Tigers tie the score at 2 with 24 minutes to play. Under 5 minutes to play, Arthur Gilbert with a nice through ball to Farniak, and he's in alone and scores the go-ahead and what turns out to be the game-winning goal. Delano improves to 8-3 on the season with a 3-2 win. Rockford is now 4-3-2.
In volleyball, WAYZATA is part of the Apple Valley Invitational this weekend. For the Trojans, it's been a perfect start to the season.
You could not ask for a better start if you're part of the WAYZATA volleyball program. The team enters this weekend with a #1 ranking in Class 4A, a perfect 12-0 record. And to top it all, the Trojans have not lost a set yet this season.
I've been impressed with how consistently we've played early in the season here, and that shows up in practice too. They come back day over day, and they're really coachable, and we've got a lot of talent on the team and a lot of different options, so there's been a lot of good things so far.
2 weekends ago, the Trojans won, for the first time, the Southwest Challenge in Marshall, a tough 32-team tournament that WAYZATA has been going to since 2006.
It was a big deal for us because it was the first time winning. Like, we've been runner-up a ton of times, and in 2019 I remember taking second, and that was kind of like a tough blow, but first is definitely, it feels good.
WAYZATA features a balanced offense with a lot of front row options, making them tough to defend. The hitters credit the team's defense and passing for making attacking easier.
It's been phenomenal. I mean, obviously we're getting great swings all the time and stuff, and it's because of our defense and our offense. Able to get that ball and stuff because like our defense and serve receive has been so strong. We have great passers back there, Ella Vogel, Sophia Johnson, just doing a phenomenal job. Katie Revere and Cel Swenson back there as well. I mean, it's been super great being able to get everything up. Super scrappy team this year.
WAYZATA faces a top 10 team on September 28th when the Trojans host 13-3 Minnetonka.
And that's all for sports. I'm John Jacobson.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.